Okay, I am back, and I apologize for that technical difficulty that I was going through. And we are back on the dial. And so I thank everybody for sticking with me on that. We're going to get right back to it. And I don't know what John Robinson is thinking right now. Hopefully, he's probably looking on the waiver wire at some other players, maybe help with the pass rush. Maybe we may have to look at some corners, maybe give a call to Revis Island. I don't know. We're going to have to take a look at something. Another question he had, should we get rid of LeBeau and go back to the 4-3, or will the Titans keep him until he retires? That the organization will ride this crap wave and hope for the best? I honestly don't know. I mean, I know they respect Dick LeBeau a lot. I do too. Even though this last game, I don't think it's time for us to just say, oh my God, LeBeau has to go. I mean, honestly, the players we have are not fit for the 3-4. I think they are definitely fit for the 4-3. I don't know what they're going to do about that. Maybe that's something that Mike Mularkey will consider if Dick LeBeau retires, maybe going back to the 4-3, because I think that was where we were. One of our most dominant defenses was when we were in the 4-3. So maybe that is something to take a look at on that. He also said, Logan Ryan, do we let him go after the season's over? He's getting paid way too much. Getting paid too much money for what he's doing on the field. He's getting paid $10 million a year. He's only got a 3-year deal. Now, I could see us still bringing in another corner, free agency-wise or in the draft, that can go opposite him or Adoree and putting Logan Ryan in on a slot. I think they're just not using him right. Against DeAndre Hopkins, I guess they were so worried about the slot receivers doing damage. I guess they figured, well, keep Logan Ryan on the inside. I will put him on the outside, play him on the outside as much as possible. The only time I'll put him inside is whether LaShawn Sims or Adoree Jackson is on the outside. But Bryce McCain cannot be on the outside on any receiver. He doesn't need to be on this team anymore. I really believe that. I can't stand the fact that Bryce McCain's on the team. Take him off, put Kalen Reed up. He could be better. So that's just what I think about that. I think Logan Ryan gets another year. Maybe if he sucks after the second year, the third year, I could see it. I could definitely see it. But yeah, Logan Ryan needs to step the heck up with some of that championship pedigree he brought from New England. I don't know where that's been. And he better find it. And last question from him, Mularkey's on the hot seat if this season stinks. And Robisky, could we please fire him during the season, or will they wait to the end? I think if this season does go down the drain, I could definitely see Mike Mularkey on the hot seat. I think if we really start to struggle as the season goes down, that seat will somewhat get warm. And if we just really end bad, I could see it getting hot. I could really see it. Robisky, I could definitely see him gone after the season. I would rather have Jason Michael taking over calling plays. So that's something that they got to look at, because we got slow starts. We got too many weapons. We have too good of an offense to not be better than what we're showing, honestly enough. So we'll have to see about that. Miss Loretta, excuse me, y'all. Miss Loretta asks, Miss Loretta Turley, one of my top fans, she said, do you think Mariota should be resting up? If he's able to go, I say play him. They limited him this week. They're probably not going to do too much with him. And Mike Mularkey even said it, that even if he doesn't practice at all, if he can play, he will start on Sunday. And I think that's perfectly fine with me on that. Let's see. Brandon comes in saying, is with every cloud looking over us, we are not the Giants. We are at 500, and we still have a long season. What do we do with the secondary, which has been the question since forever? That's an excellent question. I wish I had an answer for that. I mean, honestly enough, they need to have it where it is LaShawn Sims. I would say it's Adoree Jackson, Logan Ryan, LaShawn Sims. Those need to be our three. Quit rotating. Those three guys need to be on the field the whole time. I don't want to see Bryce McCain on the field. And, you know, I know LaShawn Sims didn't have a great game either, but those three give us our best chance. Bryce McCain is horrible, and Deshaun Watson exploited him every chance he got. And I would have too. Adoree, again, had a rough game. I think he's going to get better with experience. I honestly think we probably could look at another corner, and I really think we need to look at strong safety. Cyprian is not the answer, and Searcy is not really that good either. So I think it's time to look at a strong safety. I want to see what y'all think of Kenny Vaccaro from New Orleans. Maybe should we trade for him? Looks like they're only trying to get a 7th-round pick that maybe could turn to a 6th. I honestly think that may not be a bad idea. But he's playing with New Orleans. That New Orleans defense ain't exactly great, so maybe that's a bad idea. So that's just a thought that I had on that. So let me see. I think I had a couple more questions. I'm going to try to see if I can get to those. I appreciate y'all bearing with me. Let's see. I know, let's see. Okay, that wasn't it. Okay. Morocco didn't have a question on that. But I know there were some others. Yeah. Do you buy Malarkey's take on not signing Kaepernick? Right now, yes, I do. He doesn't fit. He's just not that good football-wise, in my honest opinion. So that's really what I think about that. Jermaine Morrison, hey, welcome in. Rodney says, do you think we're still a favorite to win the division and make it into the playoffs? Right now, I'm going to say yes. I still think we can win the division. It all depends on Marcus's health and how we bounce back. Right now, and I said it before and I'm going to say it again, Houston took our manhood, and it's time we get it back. We have to get it back. And so it all starts this week in Miami. And we're going to find out what kind of team this really is made of. And this game is going to be telling for the rest of the season. Jeffrey also said, do you think Steve Watterson has to go? The strength and conditioning coach. Hamstrings a common thing going on with the Titans. I'm going to say some changes may need to be made with strength and conditioning because, I mean, we have been hamstrung. And it's incredible how so many players are out or have been injured with a hamstring. I'm like, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's not enough practice or maybe it's too much. I don't know what that is, but they're going to have to fix something with their conditioning because we can't be having too many other players going out because of hamstring. Like every week, somebody going out with a hamstring injury. I mean, it's incredible. We've had, 5, 6 players out due to hamstring at some point? Not good. So, I mean, that is a pretty decent question. And I think that was everything I got from Pick My Brain. So I appreciate everybody, giving support on that. And I agree again. Marcus will play on Sunday. That much is a fact. But now, to wrap up everything, before we do, we're going to preview the Miami Dolphins. Of course, the Miami Dolphins coming in at 1-2 on the year. They just finished. They were coming back from London. They lost 20-0 at the hands of the New Orleans Saints. They got Jay Cutler at quarterback. They got Jay Ajayi, who's a very good running back. They do have some decent receivers with Jarvis Landry and Devontae Parker. They got tight end with Julius Thomas. Defensively, they've gotten better. They're 5th in the league against the run. They're 5th in the league against the run. You got Ndamukong Suh. You got former Titan William Hayes. So they got Kiko Alonso. So they have some pretty decent players on that team. But I think this is a game we can win. It's time for us to get our manhood back. And that leads me to the Blue Enforcers, 4 points to victory. Dun, dun, dun. I had to do that, y'all. I'm sorry. But here are my 4 points to victory. Number 1, stop Jay Ajayi. Stop Jay Ajayi. Jay Ajayi is a very good running back. We got to wrap up. We got to tackle. We have got to tackle, and we have got to do better than what we have done. Because if we can wrap up Jay Ajayi, we can contain him. And that will be a way for us to limit him and maybe have to force it where Jay Cutler has to throw the ball more, and that could lead to some interceptions. Which leads me to number 2. Get after Jay Cutler and frustrate him. We got to get that pass rush. Get after Jay Cutler. He is not going to be a mobile quarterback, so he may be easier to get to him. And if we do our job in the secondary, which that is a question, and Jarrell Casey, Derek Morgan, Brian Arapaho could tee off on Jay Cutler, that might frustrate him, and he starts to whine and wallow as he always does. So that is something that we got to do, is that we got to frustrate him, confuse him, and get after him with some pressure. Number 3, Matt Castle, if he has to start, just manage the game. Give it up to DeMarco Murray and Derrick Henry. Let them run the ball, even though Miami's going to try to stack the box to stop it. Even if they do stack the box, they still got to stop it. And if they can't stop it, we keep going with it. A running game is going to be Matt Castle's best friend. He ain't got to make a whole bunch of crazy throws, just some simple throws. Again, I think Marcus is going to play, though. And defensively, just do your job. Get after the quarterback. Play smart. Make tackles. Do your job. Don't try to do somebody else's job. If somebody else is screwing up, that's on them. You don't try to clean up their mess for them. That's something that I was always taught in high school. Do your job. Handle what you're supposed to do. Don't try to do somebody else's job. And number 4, and this is the most important one, play with some anger. Play with some fire. You got embarrassed last week. Get your manhood back. Make a statement on Miami to the rest of the league that this was just a fluke. Because in my mind, that's exactly what it was. A fluke. Get your manhood back. Get that set back, Titans. Get it together. Byard, Adoree', LaShawn, Logan, Jarrell, Derek, Taylor, Jack, Marcus. Get your mojo back. Play with some anger. Play with some emotion. And prove that you are one of the best teams in the league. Step it up. And also, Tyler was mentioning he had a late question about Adoree'. Should he be on the field, seeing he's a liability? I don't think he's a liability. He had one bad game, y'all. And this is what I was talking about. Let me talk some of y'all off the ledge for just a second. I've heard so many people now ready to give up. And I know a lot of y'all ain't ready to give up yet, but there are some who are. Now is not the time to panic. Now, we lose to Miami in a bad fashion, then yeah, it might be time to panic. But not yet, y'all. We still got 12 games to go. 12! We got plenty of time to get it back. And it starts this week. We got to get it back. So, Titan Nation, the schedule's on our side. Marcus is not that hurt. He'll be fine. Corey Davis is eventually going to be back. And I think we're going to be better than what we've shown. So come on off that ledge. Come on back inside. It's going to be okay. Don't drink yourself to death. Don't pop the pistol and blow your head off. It's going to be okay. We are going to make it. We're going to be fine. And let's tighten up, y'all. It's going to be cool. And that's my blue bombshell, basically. Get off the ledge. Get off the ledge. We're going to be fine. Don't jump. Don't give up. Don't give in. Despite that, stick with us. We're gonna get there. I promise you that. I believe it. And if we don't, then everybody can bash on me and say you were wrong, Chris. That's all I can say on that. And Tyler, yes, he gets targeted all the time. He's a great punt returner. But getting targeted, getting picked on, a lot of good corners, that happened to them in the beginning of their career. This is only going to help Adoree'. He's going to learn he can recognize plays, and then he'll know how to attack them, and then he can come up with some turnovers. So I think it's going to be okay. And Chris had one other question. Do you think we need to play less man-to-man and more zone? I'm not really the hugest fan of zone defense, but if we have the proper help, zone could be better. I mean, we're going to have to play some man and maybe have a mix of zone. We need to show man, play zone, or show zone and play man, something like that. But I would play a little bit more zone than what we play. And so that's really what I think about that. I didn't really have a good favorite question of the week. I'll have something like that next week, something for everybody to think about. And you know what? I think I have a good question. This will be for next week. And this will honestly be for next week's show. Where if you could go to a game, it doesn't even have to be Titans related. You know what? Let it not be Titans related. If you could go to any stadium, any NFL stadium in the country to watch a football game, where would that be? That's going to be for next week, and I'm going to remind everybody about this too. So, for next week's show, I want everybody to think about this. Favorite NFL stadium you will want to go to watch a game. Titans aside. I'm just talking about for a football game. Nissan Stadium doesn't have to be a choice unless you don't live in Nashville. Now, if you don't live in Nashville, I can understand when you say, hey, Nissan Stadium. But take a look at some other stadiums and see which one will be exciting to go to a game. And you know what? I'll even throw college in there too. Because there's a couple of college stadiums I wouldn't mind going to visit. And that's going to go into next week's show. Again, y'all can catch me on Titans and Truth fan page on Facebook. Instagram, catch me at Blue Enforcer 1914. That's all lowercase. BLU_EN4 CER 1914. Twitter, you can catch me at TNT Blue Enforcer. That's at TNT BLUEN4 CER. And then again, the website www.titansandtruth.wixsite.com/Titans and Truth. And before we do get out of here, Jeff said, I noticed that the Titans leave on day before away games a lot. Should they change that? I mean, if they leave early on Saturday, like around 11 or 12, they're going to get somewhere in about an hour or two. So they're not, traveling for hours. If they were traveling for like 4 or 5 hours, like to the West Coast or up north, then I can see where they may need to leave on Friday. But, I think it's okay. Maybe if they changed it, it would change to Friday evening. That's probably what I would do. But everybody, I'm about to get up out of here. I thank everybody. For tuning in to Titans and Truth. I'm your man, Chris. I thank y'all for tuning in. And I'm going to get out of here. Love y'all. I'ma holler. Now tighten up. And don't lighten up. And don't give up, or I'ma get you.